Whipping up all of your favorite recipes.
Simply Food.
You should know by now that you're in for a treat.
Simply Food.
There's no other channel where you'd rather be.
Simply Food.
Seafood, pasta, cakes, and pies. Sing and laugh and even cry. Like and share and hit subscribe. Simply Food by TY.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So today I wanted to try something out a little bit different. So I am actually going to be making some cauliflower shrimp fried rice. Yeah, I know. It sounds different, especially coming from me, but it's going to be great. So let's jump right into it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add in, I would say, about 1.5 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil. Then you're going to add in 1 tablespoon of garlic and about 1/2 tablespoon of minced ginger. Of course, you can use fresh. That is completely fine. No worries, no worries. Now, once you kind of cook down your garlic and your ginger a little bit, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in a protein, which for me is shrimp. Now, you don't have to use shrimp. That's completely optional. You could make this, vegetarian and not use any type of meat at all. Or you could swap it out with chicken. You could use beef, steak, tofu, whatever you would like. But I chose shrimp for this particular recipe. Now, as far as the seasonings for right now, the only thing we're going to be adding in is black pepper and just a tinge of salt. Be mindful of how much salt you're adding because we will be adding different types of sauces, including soy sauce later on, which has a lot of sodium. We're also adding in a little bit of parsley, but that's just for flair. Nothing major. Of course, at this point, it kind of looks like we're making shrimp scampi, but I promise you, we're not. It's all gonna switch up real soon. Now, you want to make sure you have your pan at about a medium high. Once you start to see that those shrimp have turned like a slight pink, you want to go ahead and start adding in the next step, which is adding in your veggies. Now, you don't have to necessarily add in this blend of vegetables. You can add in whatever you would like. You could also just add in broccoli. That's completely fine. Or you could just do the regular peas and rice. This is just, peas and carrots, but this is just what I had on hand, so that's what I ended up using. Now, of course, these veggies are going to let off a lot of liquid. So once that's kind of dissolved away, then what you're going to do is you're going to push all of it over to one side of the pan. This is a one pot stop type dish. We are not going to be making a whole bunch of dishes and a bunch of mess. We ain't got time for that. Now, what I'm about to do now is optional because I know everybody is not a fan of eggs in their fried rice, but I actually love eggs in my fried rice. So I've added in about 1.5 tablespoons of butter. And now I'm going to put in 2 large eggs. Of course, you don't have to use large eggs. That's just what I use because, like I said, I like eggs. Now, like I said, this is completely optional. A lot of people don't like eggs in their fried rice, but I actually love it. Oh, it's actually really thundering outside. I wonder if you guys can hear that. But anyway, so what we're doing right now is we are scrambling up our eggs. Now, I want you guys to make sure that if you're going to be using a non-stick skillet like what I'm using, this is definitely not a non-stick skillet. You want to make sure that you add that butter. If you don't add that butter and that skillet is hot, those eggs are going to stick to the bottom and they are going to completely burn. And even if you do add the butter, you want to make sure that you are consistently mixing these eggs around so that they do not stick at the bottom. I've learned that honestly, unless you're making fried rice inside of a wok that's been heavily oiled, your eggs are going to end up sticking and ain't nobody got time for that. And you also don't want that burnt egg scent or taste running throughout your dish. You know what I mean? So keep an eye on your pan. And if it does seem like your pan is a bit too hot, just take your pan off of the burner, cook up the eggs until you feel like that pan is kind of cooled down a bit, and then just keep on going. Once you start to see that your eggs are starting to form up, then you're going to get ready to break them apart, kind of scramble them up a bit. You don't want your eggs to be too firm yet because they are going to continue cooking once we add in the rice and everything else. So this looks about right to me. So what we're going to do now is just go ahead and mix everything together. The reason why you want to make sure that you're separating everything first is because if not, the eggs would coat over top of the shrimp. They would coat over top of the vegetables. And then trust me, it is not the same. Trust me when I say. So definitely make sure you're cooking those eggs separately. Make sure they're nice and formed, and then go ahead and mix them together. Now that we've done that, well, we got to go ahead and add in that cauliflower rice. I only added in 1 bag. I can't really remember how big of a bag it was, but it was pretty standard. So now let's add in some of the good stuff. So we've added in about a tablespoon of dark soy sauce, about a half a tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce. We've added in about a tablespoon of oyster sauce. And then we are also going to be adding in my favorite part of this, to be honest, and sometimes I add extra, is the ponzu. So I added in about a half a tablespoon of the ponzu. It's a nice little citrus kick to the dish. And then you're just going to give this a mix around. You guys, that's it. There's not really much to this recipe. Now, one thing that you do want to keep an eye out for, because some of you might start to freak out once you add in the cauliflower rice. The cauliflower rice holds a lot of water. So it might seem like your pan is starting to get very, very soupy. Don't stress. Everything's going to be okay. Just make sure you're keeping your skillet, like I said, on about a medium high. And as that water starts to evaporate, then you'll start to see that frying sensation come back. But, you know, the cauliflower rice, for the most part, you keep frozen. So it's going to let off a little bit of water. I added in about 1/8 of a teaspoon of sesame seeds. But, you know, that's always optional because everybody can't have seeds. But you can note, you see at the bottom there, there's a lot of liquid. And we want to get rid of that. So like I said, you want to just keep making sure that you're mixing it around. And then eventually you're going to notice that all that liquid's gone. See how it's pulling up nicely, and there's not big pools of liquid at the bottom. Now it's frying up beautifully, and that is it. You are going to plate it up, serve it to your friends. Make sure you plate it much more prettier than I did. See, that's a hot mess, but I got it together eventually. Look, if you guys are new to my channel, welcome to Simply Food by TY. If you're one of my returning subscribers, y'all babies know I love y'all so much. I really hope you guys try this recipe because it was bomb. Y'all babies stay cute and take care. Bye, guys.
Slaying in the kitchen.
Simply Food by TY.
We hope that you enjoyed it.
Simply Food by TY. If you haven't took the time, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Simply Food by TY.